Not
My question is, since you're saying that these girls who are busting it open and getting married, first of all, we know that's a lie. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, I grant that. What's happening to these virgins that you're talking about? What happens to them? What are
No,
those
Sweetie,
girls getting?
sweetie, you're not missing. You're missing her point. What to her point, to Chamonix's point, she's correct in a lot of ways because America doesn't teach the girls to value themselves, to value their virginity, value their bodies anymore. I know they say it to girls like don't do this, don't have sex before marriage, but that doesn't mean anything, especially if there's no incentive. There's no incentive. There's no goal at the end of the tunnel. There's no nothing. Women are just like, okay, well, my parents say don't do this, but I'm in college. There needs to be more rules. There needs to be more morals, values, and reasons why she shouldn't be doing this. Give women reasons because a lot of women, they don't just listen to orders. You need family structure, reasons.
So, in other words, girls don't know how to act unless you make them act right.
There you go. Exactly. Girls are like donkeys. You have to
You
have a
hear that, Shan? Y'all don't know
carrot.
how to act unless we make y'all act right.
Well,
Stick carrot.
so what I'm saying to you is, I don't know if you have a daughter, Sweeney. Do you have a daughter?
Yes, I do.
So everything you speak trickles down, right? Because your
Okay.
daughter one day will be in high school, and I will hope that she ain't busting it open for everybody. Okay.
Hold
So
on now.
just like
She's in
you
high
have a
school right
daughter,
now.
just like you have a daughter, just like Trev has a daughter. Y'all daughters is like okay, godly, but everybody else is busting it open. Just like you can have a daughter who's not busting it open, and I will hope that's the case. Other people can have daughters who are not busting it open. Not every kid, because I know, I'm around kids all the time. It's not every kid.
Okay,
It's not.
I'm willing to grant that. The problem is that you keep talking about the ones that's busting open. I'm asking you, well, what's happening to the ones that aren't busting it open? Because you're saying that these women are being passed over. What do you mean by that? Are they being passed over? Or are they getting married? What is going on with those
Well,
women?
so we look how long it took Venus to get married. She was a virgin in her 40s.
Who?
What's that soccer player? I think she was on Big Brother. She was a virgin. She was on Big Brother. She was like 38 and she was a virgin, still not married.
Are you telling me she was? Hold on, wait. But you got to understand the reason why. You said you're talking about soccer players and like were these women highly successful?
So what I'm saying to you
I
is,
don't wait. That was a question. That was a question.
so yes, these women are
All
successful.
right. So
But
are you? Hold on. Wait.
okay, go ahead.
Are you saying? Are you? Were these women ready to get married at the age of 19, 20, 21, 25, 35? Or were they pushing off marriage and they were only virgins because they were hyper focused on what they wanted to do in life? So they put sex and marriage and everything on the back burner. Because
Nobody
that
waits to 40 to be like, oh, women just don't. I think that you guys have a
one
false. So let
one
me
that's adamant on not giving it up until
let
she's
me
married
let
would.
me let me just say this. Even successful women want companionship, right? It's just you just whether or not you find the person you want to be with. We're not just the thing about women is women do want it. They just don't want it so bad that they'll settle for anything. And that's what the problem is. I've never met a woman who found the man of her dreams and be like, I'm not marrying him. You know what I'm saying? I've never met that chick. Even if she's successful. So men have
You've never met
and
that
Venus,
chick in a world where we have a 30%
so
marriage rate?
right. So what I'm saying to you
But
is most of these women have been in relationships. Those men just did not get on the knee and ask them to marry them.
That's
It
a lie.
pinpoint. Okay.
Half of these women said that they got
You
proposed
know
to four
if
or five
Venus
times.
got engaged to, we would know that she was proposed to. She was proposed to. So let's not there are so many women in relationships that just don't lead to marriage.
Shan, a lot of these women would claim that they've been proposed to several times. You don't
okay,
think that they have men shooting they shot
I
at them
think they be
all the
I
time?
think they be flossing. I don't think that I think that it sounds good.
Why do we have to take why can't we just take their word for it?
You can, but what I'm saying to you, so let's take those. So you're right, but not every woman has been proposed to. Not everyone. And some women are with men who they're the placeholder.
But you're saying it as if you don't know any women that would pass up on men to focus on something that they want to focus on. And we know that to be true, that they will. They will say, fuck men, fuck this, fuck marriage, fuck life, because I'm focused on this.
I get it.
Not really,
We
not
just,
that
as a
way.
matter of fact, we just had a woman up here who told us if the right man under the right circumstances came to her and wanted to marry her, but he had to give her a child, she said, "Fuck that, I would turn that man down." So
So
we
let me
know
just say this. Women, we know they're in relationships because they having babies by these men, right? So let me just say this. The problem is it's just the person that they having babies by don't want to marry them. He did not get on a knee and ask her. She was okay to bust it in, like y'all say it all the time. Y'all say this, right? She was good enough to be the playgirl, but not good enough to be the wife. So how can you have that situation, but people are not dating each other, right?
So you tell it.
Let me just finish saying.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
And I'm gonna be done. All I'm telling you is people like incentives. Humans like incentives. It's not a woman thing. It's not a male thing. People like incentives. So I'm saying it would not be bad if we stop giving those women who are in the streets, the attention that we give them, and instead take that attention and give it to the virgins. And there'll be something at the, like, so for example, if we adapted the culture of Ameera, I think that would be a good incentive. That's all I'm saying. Why is that not?
Shan, hold on, wait, Bruiser. Shan, the problem with what you just said is you said, oh, the one that she busted open for, the one that she gave a child to did not bend his knee to marry her. Are you telling me that there wasn't a man out there that was willing to marry her though? Just because he didn't want to doesn't mean that there aren't any men that want to marry her. And as a matter of fact, the one that want to marry her might actually give her more than the man that she's busting it open for that's only giving her hard dick. But she's turned him down to go after the mother that ain't got shit but hard dick to give her.
Let me clarify. Let me clarify this, right? I think you guys are thinking 30-year-olds because we like to marry late. I'm talking about when you're supposed to get married, when you're in the prime of your life, you're young in your 20s, right? You don't have all the experience of being in the streets. The problem is, one, we marry too late. So you got all of your 20s, all of your 30s, all this time to be in the streets, when if you just marry when you're the most fertile, when you're in your prime, we wouldn't have these issues. And we don't. No, that's just what it is. We marry late.
Show me a family that's promoting they daughters to marry in their early 20s. Show me one.
The ideal time to marry.
No, show me a family that is telling their daughters in the Black community to marry at 21.
I know people who want to get married.
Show me a family that is promoting for their daughters to jump fresh out of high school at 18, 19, 20 to go out there and jump the broom.
I listen. I'm from Alabama, where you marry. It's normal to marry early. So because they're more family oriented. I just live in Atlanta, but in small towns, that's not abnormal.
So I'm only talking about the majority. Is this happening in the majority where
rural
you got families?
Areas are the majority? Believe it or not, urban areas are not the majority.
I'm not saying that. Tell me in the
guys. We want to get other people in the conversation too.
I'm done. I mean, if you don't understand, you just didn't understand.
No, I understand it. It's just the problem with what you're saying is it doesn't add up to what's going on here. Because the women
have been trying to speak forever.
No, well, I was just saying you revealed something that we kind of glossed over. Because that conversation her Shannon and Sweeney had, we done had that shit a million times. You said something about the woman gotta act right. What happens to a woman over there if she don't act right?
Good question.
You asking?
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about the negative things, and I would rather us just focus on the positive things that can happen.
I think it's a valid question though. He's not doing it to shed light on any negativity, but I see where he's going with it. I think it's important. You don't have to like be super graphic, but we just want to know if there's consequences and what are they.
Yeah, there's two important things. Shannon saying if we can be like this culture, but understand what comes with that culture. First of all,
it doesn't have to be that far. Stop praising people who in the streets. We have a problem with giving people attention for thought life.
That's the second,
because the stick and the carrot, the stick is still there.
The second thing, that's the second part to it. The first part is the act right culture, the act right side of the culture. You don't want that. The second part is, you said the streets. If you look at her culture, most of or 9 times out of 10, or most of the women that's not married are probably a virgin, or probably have never been with a man and they waiting on a man. That streets is different than the streets over here. The streets over here, that is highly unlikely to run into a virgin. The streets over there is different. So those are two factors. And if you not a virgin, you probably gonna get some act right. You know what I'm saying? Or you gonna get stamped, or somebody gonna know that you're not a virgin. Or I think you gotta reveal that or some shit. Like it's a code, a conduct or something. That hey, look, I'm not a virgin, you know, I'm still willing to do this, or you might be blackballed from the culture.
Yeah, like they're gonna look at the sheets.
I don't have a problem with black.
You know what I'm saying? I think it's a record. I think
the problem with that though is that the hymen can be torn through a lot of different activities.
I think Ameera spoke about that before a while ago. Just kind of went into detail.
Yeah, there's the sheets, the white sheets that are put on the bed before marriage. They're usually put on the bed by the family of the girl. They bleach the sheet till you can see everything on the sheet, and they use that sheet as a marital sheet. And once that is completed, the next day the mother-in-law will flash the sheet in front of the family, or just to it's a sign of pride, but it can be very invasive.
What if it's
and that's what I'm saying, like the act right part.
They told me,
we gotta think about these things.
One of my friends told me that during her mother's marriage, it was hard because they had to cut the stitches open, and she only wanted her husband to do it, but the father and the brother had to be there, and they held her down as they did it.
Stitches? What the stitches?
What you talking about?
Confused.
No, I didn't watch it. It was one of my friends. I don't remember. She was from, I don't know if she was Indian, but I know she was like brown skin. And I was in cosmetology school with her, and she was telling me about some of the things that they're fighting over there for, like women rights and stuff like that.
You're talking about genital mutilation.
We don't have that. That's not something that we have.